Welcome, absolutely everyone, to Broke and Gaming. I'm your co-host, Shea.
I am your other co-host, Dan, and hey, Shay, what have you been playing recently?
Well, before we launch into that, Dan, we should probably explain,
Oh, yeah,
since this
right.
was supposed to be
A
one
real
of
episode.
a classic episode. Yeah.
We both got really tied up with a bunch of different stuff, and neither one of us had enough time to play the game that we were supposed to play. So we will bring that to you next month. Spoiler for the end of this episode where I asked that question.
Where I hastily look up the title of the game that we're playing again. Yeah. But yeah. So that's coming next month. But for this month, Dan, I have a trio of games that I would like to talk about. The first one being Slay the Spire 2, which was I mentioned last time. And dude, Slay the Spire is such a fun experience all around. I was a little hesitant to get it because I was like, how could they possibly like up the ante on a second game, right? But they fucking delivered, man. Like they brought back the good characters from the first one, and they have some really interesting new characters in this one. And also, there's co-op multiplayer, which I don't know if I've ever mentioned it on this show or not. I'm a big fan of that. So Lex and I have been doing some runs, and dude, it's so good. I fucking love this game. I mean, the mechanics are still the same, right? It's a deck builder roguelike, right? You run through, you make your plan, you build your deck, and you go from there. And that would not seem to lend itself to a good multiplayer experience, because that seems like a pretty kind of solo thing, right?
Right.
But the multiplayer is like so seamless and so fun. It has been just a delight to play that. And in fact, I think Lex and I are going to start streaming that on Wednesdays soon.
Oh, cool.
We have to kind of get together and plan on the timeline on that. But yeah, it's been so nice to play. And it's like, it's not a game where it's like, oh, you can only play it co-op, right? Because you have unlocks and things that you're the kind of the same things that you're building towards in the first Slay the Spire, right? Where every run builds the cards you can get and the items you can get and the potions you can get and stuff like that. But in Slay the Spire 2, they have all of that you can do on your own or with a partner. So, there's something new to discover every time you play. There are much more frequent unlocks in the second one, which I think is a great feature in the second one, because there were some times where like you just get like the worst cards and you can't really build a good deck, and it just feels like you're slogging a little bit, in the first one.
Yeah.
But in the second one, they, the thresholds for unlocks are a little bit closer together. So, you may not get the best deal, but you're still accomplishing something, which I think is an important aspect in a roguelike or a roguelite. So I think that's a huge thing that they've that has made this experience much more fun. And they've done it in a way where like there aren't like all powerful cards. In any deck builder, it's based on like, you have your kind of focus card, and then like how are you building your deck around it to build to that, right? And so each of the more frequent unlocks are a little bit more focused, I think, than in the first one, where, if you were playing as, and the name of the character is escaping me, but the one that gets like the shivs, basically.
Yeah.
Where the most fun playthrough of the game is how many knives can I put in my hand to deal 1 billion damage each turn. Like, if you didn't get those cards in that one, it was just like, well, okay, well, what else can he do? Because like the other options for that character's deck are so different that like there's not like a mid ground if you don't get the right cards. You know what I mean? And I think Slay the Spire has done a much better job of like filling in those mid steps And I mean, I guess there's maybe an argument to say that that's like watering down the experience, but I think it enhances it.
It's just balancing. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that there is actually any pushback on that, because I am continually offline as the world turns. But I could see the argument being made that the kind of more streamlined decks is maybe not as extreme of an experience as the first one. But I'm having a great time playing it, so no complaints for me. Honestly, there are genuinely no complaints for me about this game. Like, it's so good, and you should definitely get it. And we should definitely play for sure.
Yeah, I should.
Yeah, Slay the Spire 2, an absolute delight of an experience. Another game that I've been playing, and this will certainly ring the ears of some of our listeners, critically acclaimed, universally praised Dispatch. I finally bought it and played the first episode. So for anybody unfamiliar, Dispatch is kind of an episodic. I think the developer said they wanted to make a TV show that was a game. So it is like truly like a visual novel kind of a thing, like that kind of style.
I totally forgot about this.
Yeah, dude. Well, so Aaron Paul is the voice of the main guy. And I want to say, and don't quote me on this because I could be tucking it out of my ass. I could be pulling a headline or article that I read like a year ago when it came out. But I want to say that he like finished like recording all of his lines like 8 months or so before anybody else started. And so it was kind of like a Sigourney Weaver situation for Avatar, where it's like, oh yeah, I kind of, or not Sigourney Weaver, Edie Falco situation in Avatar, where she was like, oh yeah, I forgot this movie was coming out, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Young Gravy's
I'm not
in it? What the fuck?
I'm not as in love with this game as I think everybody else is. But like I said, I've only played the first episode, and it seems like it's very ambitious. And I'm just like, if it is truly like you're playing a TV show, I'm not sure that the dispatching is going to be a very fun mechanic, and I'm not sure how dispatch focused Dispatch is.
Yeah.
But, basically the premise of the game is that you are a former superhero who used a mech suit. You did some dumb shit trying to find your father's killer. He basically destroyed your mech suit. And in order to repair it and ultimately get your revenge, which I assume is the final choice in the game, you go to work for the superhero company as a hero dispatcher and mentor. So basically, you work for them, they pay for the parts to fix your machine. And that's really all I've gotten to in the first episode, but it does have that like telltale charm. You know what I mean? Like that episodic adventure, like they're definitely building the characters that you meet, and it definitely has the potential to be a really great game. I have to get into the gameplay loop a little bit more, I think. But yeah, I played the first game, or first episode, I should say, not game, obviously, and it left me wanting more in a way where I don't feel obligated to play it all the time, which I think is sometimes good in a game. For example, when all the other games that I'm playing, I'm locked in a boss fight that I can't beat. This is a great fallback option. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm looking through this. Like it, I knew it was episodic. I didn't know they all kind of released within the same month span.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I Dude, I fully forgot about this game that it even existed. Like I'm
Which is crazy because like when it came out, it was like
so much fanfare.
All anybody was talking about for the month that it was coming out. And
well, because it's there's nothing really conceptually like it outside of like the Telltale episodic thing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to maybe maybe I'll wait for you to finish it and see what you think, and then go from there.
I'll see if I can figure out how to stream it, and then you can watch that and decide.
Yeah. It's funny how much the art kind of looks like Invincible.
Yeah, for sure.
Bit.
Yeah. I mean, the main guy's costume is like not exactly the same, but not exactly the same. You know.
Yeah. Interesting voice acting cast generally. I don't like Aaron Paul as a voice actor.
I really don't either.
It's always just Aaron Paul. Like,
yeah, really takes me out of
it. His character on BoJack Horseman was just like, you're just like a dumber Jesse Pinkman.
Which is hard.
What the fuck?
That's hard to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not thrilled that he's the main guy, but he's doing a good job so far, you know.
Yeah, like Jeffrey Wright, I think does a good enough job.
All-star.
Even if he's doing his own voice, like it's just a mound of gravel a lot of the time with Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah,
but I always find it weird that we're doing this thing where we're hiring content creators to be part of stuff. Like, there's a couple prominent YouTubers / Twitch folk that are in this. And then
it makes sense because
rapper Young Gravy.
It does make sense because I like the company that you end up working for is kind of a more of a media conglomerate.
Yeah.
Much like Vought in The Boys, which you know, has to be an inspiration for this game.
I would think.
Yeah. Speaking of mounds of gravel, have you been keeping up with that show?
So I watched the first couple episodes. Yeah. Jabba the Hutt, but rocks. Yeah, I watched the first couple episodes and then decided like I should probably do the rest of this in a chunk because the pacing is so crazy. Really, really all over the map on this right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I might wait till it's finished.
I do hate and appreciate the meta character that they have in there. I think he's called the Worm. He's like a TV writer, and he's like constantly complaining about the show that he was writing was terrible at the finale because he had to like make 14 characters.
12 characters.
Yeah, exactly. And he's just like meta narrative on the show itself. But
that's all
crazy.
That's a trademark of what they were doing on
yeah.
Supernatural as well. Like it was the same.
Oh, speaking of Supernatural, what's his name? Jensen Ackles or Anson Jackals or I don't fucking know. The guy who plays Soldier Boy, who was on Supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
They just had an episode where Jared Padalecki and Misha Collins were co-stars.
Yep.
So it was a nice little reunion for them.
That and Bobby Fischer from Supernatural has been in the show like the first couple seasons just as another character named Bobby Fischer. Bobby Fischer?
Bobby Singer?
Bobby Singer. Yeah. Who becomes president.
Oh, how about that?
And it's the same actor.
Okay. How about that? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I watched all of 3 episodes of Supernatural, and I was like, this show is not for me. But I'll tell you what is for me, Dan.
Yeah.
The Outer Worlds 2.
Let's go.
Yeah. So The Outer Worlds 2 is the game that I think I have sunk my teeth into deepest. I genuinely enjoy the anti-capitalist, like, shoved down your throat narrative of these games.
Right.
Including a flaw if you get the, like, deluxe edition that's called Capitalist, I want to say, where I don't exactly remember what it does, but basically if you own the deluxe edition, you get some kind of flaw that has to do with spending money, which is really funny. But it's that same kind of like meta-narrative bullshit that I am so in fear of and also constantly enjoying, you know? It's a very fine line for me. Shit can't hit too close to home or else it becomes dystopian. But when it's walking that line, it's humorous and terrible at the same time. I'll be honest with you. I love playing this game. I enjoy everything about the Outer Worlds series. I can definitely see why people did not like this game.
Compared to the first one?
Yeah. I think the first one was enough. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think this was the kind of a game that merited a sequel. Yeah. It definitely
would you just
merited
do what they
sequel.
did with like Cyberpunk, where it's just we're just going to release added content, like just stacked content?
Honestly, yes, they should have, and especially because the DLC that they did for the first game was so good.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, it's so good. It's like one of them is you just investigate the murder of a woman who was in their equivalent of TV shows, like they called them serials, and it's just like exploring all of the actors who like cannot find the line between real life and their character, because that's what happens when you become a corporate mascot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that was really good. I haven't gotten to the other DLC for the first one, but I have only heard good things about it. The second one does not quite hit the same notes, and it doesn't expand on the first one in a meaningful way where I'm like, oh yeah, they should have definitely made this game. I know why they did, because Xbox bought Obsidian and was like, money please. But I definitely understand why the second one was less well received than the first one. I love it still, but they've already kind of announced that they're shelving the franchise. So,
oh, did they?
Yeah. So the sales numbers underperformed a great deal for Xbox's expectations. So they were like, 2 is enough, which is kind of shitty, because that's a studio that I think deserves the world. But hopefully they move on to
they should just
new
do their
and interesting
own Elder Scrolls type game. Since their former employers kind of sort of aren't gonna fucking come out with theirs anytime soon, seemingly.
Yeah, directed by Hod Toward.
Yep.
Fuck Todd. We don't say it enough on this show, and nobody says it in general. But fuck you know Todd.
What? I didn't realize this. So Tim Kaine, who directed the first one, left Obsidian, but then stayed on to do Outer Worlds 2 anyway. What the fuck?
Listen, all man, right. when they're about to give away your baby, you stick around to make sure that they don't cut him in half, you know?
I mean, I guess so, but like,
I think that might be the first biblical reference I've made on this show.
Honestly. No, that can't. I mean, probably. I don't know.
It can't be true. It can't be. And we'll never know, because
it's coming up on
who could
100 episodes. There's no way.
Yeah, that's too much audio to listen to.
Yup.
But yeah, so those are the big 3 that I've been playing. Dan, what about you? What have you been playing?
Well, so we had a recording session yesterday for our Delvebound series, and I couldn't hold in my disdain for something, so I just started talking about it before we sat down at the table yesterday. I've been playing Alan Wake the Remaster, and I hate it so much.
Tell us why,
Dan. Have you played an Alan Wake game before?
No.
Okay.
And frankly, at this point, I'm not going to. But
yeah, I don't think
tell
you
us
should.
about it. Yeah.
All right, so Alan Wake is a Remedy game. It's the same company that did Control, a game in which both Shea and I loved.
Mm-hmm.
This is not that, and it's so far from that. It's maddening.
Which
So you play
did Alan Wake or Control come out first?
Alan Wake.
Gotcha. So this is like the big brain before the big brain existed game.
You could argue Max Payne is that, but
buddy, I got some bad news about the Max Payne games.
the very little brain. So you play a crime fiction writer who is on vacation in like a little spooky town in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about Alan Wake a bunch in quizzes and stuff. Do you know what the main mechanic of this game is?
I do not. I know so little about Alan Wake. It's actually, to me, a bit of a joke that I'm playing on the world, I think, at this point.
That's fair.
Where I just blissfully tread through life unaware of how Alan Wake works.
Well, the main mechanic is that you have to... There are these like shadow monsters, essentially.
Okay.
The first thing you encounter is a character that you as a writer had conceptualized and then is chasing you. Right.
Oh boy.
Right.
Okay.
In order to do any sort of damage to these things, and there's like a specific name for them, like I don't remember what it is because it's just so... We do that thing where I'm like, give me what this game would call this thing.
Yeah.
Like we've done those quizzes before. It's just one of those kind of things, like the abandoned or the whatever.
Right.
Whatever they call
the
their shadow
hungry,
monsters.
the fallen. Yeah, whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. You have to shine a flashlight at those before you're able to shoot them.
Oh, like Luigi's Mansion.
Like a Luigi's Mansion, a little bit. Honestly. They give you a couple different guns that you can use, and you also have to have batteries for the flashlight.
Oh, yes.
So there's a
Sorry, real quick. Is Alan Wake the one that had like a fucking Energizer or Duracell like
correct
specific product placement bullshit?
And then
kind
when
of
they
a thing?
did the remasters, it was just like a generic battery.
Yeah.
Now I think, having experienced the game, whichever company it was like, oh no, no.
No, thank you.
We don't want our name on this.
We would actually not like to be affiliated with you. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Yeah. That's my current working theory. So, but what that does is it gives you the potential for double scarcity in resources, which is some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
The aiming system sucks because there's no reticle or anything like that, which, like, I don't think that's always necessary in a video game, but, like,
yeah,
if it's a third-person shooter, which this ostensibly ends up being...
Yeah, you definitely need that.
Yeah.
If it's a first person, like, you can see what the sights are at least, you know, but a third person, it's like, we might as well shoot from the hip on this one.
And you essentially are. Like, I have missed so many shots because they'll move just like... Because you'd think it'd be a one-to-one from when you shine the flashlight, that, like, that perfect direction is where the gun will go. Doesn't seem to always be the case.
That's terrible.
But I don't know. I think they tried too hard to make it Lynchian. Like, it feels like a Twin Peaks spin-off with the weird little Pacific Northwest town, the oddball characters and whatnot. Like, I don't know. The whole thing is narrated fairly poorly.
Oh, yeah?
Where you're getting the perspective of Alan Wake as things are happening. Like, we made it to the lighthouse and then we had to do this thing. Like, constantly.
Could I just have a pop-up with the objective instead of this, please?
Yeah, because he'll give his emotional feelings on some of it. And, like, in the second one, it makes more sense because he's kind of writing what's going on as it's happening. Like, so as a...
Oh, is that not what's happening in this one?
As a framing device. No, because he's, like, experiencing it in real time from what I can tell.
Oh my god.
But then it jumps around, and it's not a bug, it's a feature.
Oof.
He'll like black out and then be in a different thing. Like
oh my god, okay.
I walked away from the cabin that my wife was in. I heard her scream. I entered the cabin. I realized that something had taken her and thrown her into the lake. I then jump into the lake and wake up behind the wheel of a car that had just crashed. It is that breakneck, knee-jerk fucking... I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, oh, now I have to get to the gas station. And then you see a gas station off in the distance, and then you gotta go through the fucking woods to get there. I just don't know what the fuck is happening at all.
Ooh.
Like, it's really frustrating. Bad controls, bad writing thus far. I mean, Control did jump around a little bit in the sense of, like, I don't really know what happened to my brother. Let me keep going to figure it out. But, like, you weren't making jump cuts to different scenes. Right. You know what I mean? Like, they kept the mystery going without just ending a scene dead. Yeah. And be like, now we're doing this thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's ADHD theater, and it's fucking me up, man. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to replay Control before the sequel comes out. Because there's a bunch of Alan Wake specific content in Control. Because it does have a shared universe.
They were really hoping to not make another Alan Wake game, I think.
And then they did.
Like,
so
let's shove this guy into fucking everything.
Well, this is why Remedy is such a weird company. Quantum Break happened because it was initially an Alan Wake sequel that got canceled. Yeah. Then they made Control. Then they made the sequel to Alan Wake. Yeah. And now they're doing the sequel to Control. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it seems like maybe they don't either.
Yeah, Sam Lake's a fucking crazy person.
The Control sequel looks really fucking good.
It does. I think a melee-based system like we had theorized is just going to be really fun.
Yeah.
So I did that. If I can stand to do it any longer, I'll give an update next month. But the other thing is I finally finished Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Oh, nice. I don't think I realized that there was an endpoint to that game, but
this one much more so than the other one that we did, where it was just, I mean, they're both open worlds, but I feel like Wildlands has the more, we use this as an example a lot for this type of game, but like the Far Cry system of,
oh, sure.
Like take over the region, do the thing, yada yada.
Is Wildlands is the one that's set in real life Bolivia?
Yeah. Which again, wild to realize. And also, so there's a couple really silly things at play here. Every Tom Clancy franchise all just happens to be in Bolivia at the same time. Mm-hmm. You just do a mission with a couple of the folks from the Rainbow Six franchise for no good reason, and then fucking Splinter Cell. Dude, it's been I made this mistake.
Yes,
time.
It is Splinter Cell.
It is this time. Okay,
Sam Fisher's there.
Splinter
Cell. Yeah.
Yes. He just happens to be there, and then it's just a never-ending who's who of Tom Clancy media.
Buddy, can I tell you exactly why they're all in Bolivia at the same time? Yes. Microtransactions.
There you go. Oh, yes. So a couple of them are
to get
involved.
Fucking Sam Fisher's night vision goggles that are cosmetic only.
Absolutely true. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I hadn't realized because I hadn't gotten this far into the game the first time we were playing them. I texted you that John Barenthal just happens to be in this one a couple years before Breakpoint, where he's the primary antagonist. And man, it's weird because this one almost makes you go, oh, no, what he was doing makes sense. Maybe not the level of brutality, but yeah, man, the U.S. government really fucked him over.
Yeah.
It's rough stuff.
Yeah. It do feel like that, huh?
It do be that way sometimes. Yeah, so his mission is like, he goes and there's an engineer from the Skell Corporation, which is the other half of the antagonistic thing in Breakpoint.
Sorry, can you go ahead and repeat that name for me?
Skell Tech.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure I heard that right.
Yeah, SKELL, I believe. That's the company that makes the droids that keep you on the island in Breakpoint.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it's literally the dude's last name. It's like Jensen Skell or something like that. Jensen Ackles. Yeah. So he goes and tries to rescue an engineer. His whole team ends up getting fucking killed, and then blames it all on the CIA and your point of contact for missions.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, he's kind of not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And so at one point, he's like, yeah, your handler, this is all her fault. And she's like, hey, man, shit happens. And you're just supposed to be good with that. And then continue on with the game.
You love to see it.
But this game has 2 endings. And they do a thing that I don't know that I've experienced in a video game before. Which is, you can access the last mission about halfway through your progression.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you take down 2 of the 4... so there's security, production, smuggling, and something else.
Yeah.
They're like the 4 arms of this drug trade.
Right.
You have to take down 2 of those 4, and then you can do the final mission.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can go through and decimate the entire system and, you know, whatever. But there's a good ending and a bad ending based on how much of this drug trafficking super conglomerate, essentially, you take down. But no matter what, the first time you play the final mission, you get the bad ending.
Huh.
Meaning that it then tells you what your progression is, and if you go for 100%, you can then get the other ending.
Oh, so you don't have 2 endings the first time you play that last mission.
You do the bad ending the first time, no matter what. And I had 100%. I'd dismantled it by 100%.
Okay, so you just went back and did the same thing again.
Well, no, the fuck I didn't, because why would I do that?
And then there was the.
I'm going to spoil what these endings are for you, Shea.
No, Dan, we're gonna start playing these regularly, and I'm very invested in the story of a Ghost Recon game.
Yeah. So,
but please, spoil.
Do you remember anything about the story before I talk about this?
Not a thing.
Okay. Bolivian drug lord, yada yada yada, has a bunch of tattoos on his face. Big motherfucker.
Yeah, probably killed your sister or something like that. I don't know.
So this dude, El Sueño.
Oh boy.
You just have to get to like this monument to confront him, and then nothing. Like, you can't. There's no battle. There's no like actual. Every single one of his like underbosses, you interacted with directly, whether you were fucking taking them out or extracting them for information, right? Mm-hmm. Like, depending on how things went. This, you just get to the place, they do a cutscene, and then credits.
So like Far Cry 6, the least satisfying final boss fight in a Far Cry game I've ever played.
A little bit, yeah.
And sorry, I don't think I actually don't know that I've complained about this enough on this show.
We can take a quick devolve.
Yeah, real quick, just to have the fucking Class A villains that you've had in the previous 3 Far Cry games with Pig and Min. I can't remember the guy's name in 3, but then the Seed family.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to have those guys be the boss fights and then to just be a cutscene in Far Cry 6 and you think that's okay because you spent a lot of money on Giancarlo Esposito and you want him to do his lines?
One of the greatest actors we have.
Listen, yes, look, I'm not blaming Giancarlo at all.
Absolutely not.
But you think that that's going to be okay to do in this run of games that you've created?
Apparently so.
And especially because, while we're throwing out spoilers for games that are probably killing the franchise that they were in. Like, when you've been setting up the entire game that you can, like, redeem the son, not redeem, but, like, convince the son that his dad is a bad guy, and what happens to him happens.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
It's all part of a cutscene?
Absolute bullshit. Yeah.
Absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step on your toes there, but I genuinely think people need to complain about the ending of Far Cry 6 more than they do.
So I'll give you the chain of events here.
Sure.
For this last mission.
And this is just for anybody who stopped listening when I started complaining about Far Cry. We are back into Ghost Recon Wildlands.
No. If you look at the at the Nielsen ratings, it spiked right then. That's a thing still, right? Anybody know what the fuck I'm talking about? Me neither. So, I mean,
probably for about 10 more years, and then it'll be gone.
Yeah. So, Pakatari, who's like the rebel force in this game that like you've been working with the entire time, turns on you, and now not only do you have the cartel, the weird paramilitary force that's there that you're dealing with, now you're also dealing with the rebels. So you have to get to this place where El Sueño is, while all three of those entities are after you.
El Sueño means the dream, just...
Oh, sick.
In case we
on.
In case we were curious about the misnomer that is this character.
Nah, I kind of... That's fun. So you get to the monument where El Sueño is. You walk in, cutscene. He has beheaded Pakatari, and now it's you, your three other members of your squad.
Guys, yeah.
And Karen Bowman, who has not been in the field for any of this. That's the CIA handler.
Yeah.
El Sueño is very confident that nothing is about to happen, despite 5 people pointing guns at his face. And then Karen Bowman gets a phone call. It's some higher up from the CIA or Department of Homeland Security.
Eat a dick right now.
Something. The DOJ, off. I don't know. And they're like, hey, he's good. He's going to be an informant now. He's going to continue his operation in Bolivia.
Okay.
Now, here's where the fork in the road is, motherfuckers, because the bad ending is that Karen Bowman shoots this dude in cold blood.
That feels like the good ending to me.
That's fucking right, Shea, because the good ending is Sueño goes free, continues his drug trade, and becomes a CI.
Oh my god.
What the fuck are we doing?
I mean, at the end of the day, it is still Tom Clancy military propaganda, you know?
Very much so. Like, it was, hey man, lesser evil. We got 4 other drug traders
dick, man.
In this
You don't think
deal.
they're going to replace that guy as soon as Karen shoots him in the fucking head?
So gross. Well, that's the other thing.
Go after the next guy.
There's a long secondary cutscene where Karen Bowman's like, yeah, I fucked up, and I'm definitely going to spend the rest of my life in jail. And like, a bunch of other cartels popped up in El Sueño's place, El Hijo del Sueño, and fucking this one and that one. And like, maybe what I did didn't ultimately do anything. So it kind of almost justifies the governmental stance of like, hey man, you know, what are we gonna not?
Oh my god!
Sponsor
we
criminals?
saw this coming. We saw this coming.
It's so fucking upsetting. So Bowman spends the rest of her life in jail, presumably.
She could just stay in Bolivia.
Yeah. Because it's sort of implied that then the Ghost Recon team have to be the ones to secure her and turn her in.
Yeah. You'd certainly think so. They're right there.
Yeah. Your character, Nomad, is like, oh my god, what did you do? And it's like, that dude definitely needed to die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
And then the good ending, which I did not bother to play because I just looked up, like, that can't be right. This can't be what this is.
Yeah.
It also gave me a thing. You've only done 100%. Keep taking down the cartel to see the other ending. And I'm like,
Hey, buddy.
You know what you just said, right?
You hear it, right?
Yeah. There's an extra word in there that does not compute.
Yeah. The good ending, though, I'm struggling to wrap my brain around it. The good ending is he doesn't die and is definitely not an informant for the CIA.
Oh, no, he is an informant, gives you the heads of 4 other international cartels. So we're trading one for the other 4.
And then what is he doing when those cartel heads are dead?
He presumably takes over their territories and just becomes a bigger crime lord.
Yep.
State-sponsored terror from the United States. That's never happened before. My God,
we need to get out of here.
Yeah, we're getting to that
tipping point
where we're gonna get real ranty. Hey, by the way,
yeah.
Before we get out of here, did you happen to see the trailer that dropped over the weekend for a video game franchise reboot?
Can I guess?
You may.
Reboot.
I guess it might not be that many reboots. It depends on how you... I mean, they've rebooted the franchise itself a little bit, but I guess they really only have the one string of live-action movies.
It's string of... Is there another Mortal Kombat reboot coming?
No, but the sequel, I think, is out.
Yeah. Can I tell you... Can I tell you who does not look interested in being in that movie is Carl Urban?
Not even a little. And like I get that the character of Johnny Cage is supposed to be kind of like nonplussed by a lot of the shit that's going on a little bit, but
yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think Carl Urban got a little too deep into that aspect of Johnny Cage.
There is no fucking way you could have told me that the Street Fighter movie would look so much better or more fun than the Mortal Kombat movie, but here we are. Because that movie looks so much fun. I
think the problem is that like Street Fighter is like their characters a little, and I know what I'm saying when I say this. Street Fighter is a little like their characters are a little more like wild in the sense that it is like Street Fighter is very much a drag competition, right? Like these are people who come in costume and are there to perform. Whereas Mortal Kombat is like, these people think that the fate of the universe rests on their shoulders. And you have a character like Jax in the first movie who's like, my robot arms! And like, that's a real line. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes. Because like, that is
and he means it sincerely.
Right. But that is also the sincere conceit of what Mortal Kombat is. Like, it's...
Right. No. Yeah. They're like, this is serious and it's not... Yeah, it's like the difference between Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, right? Like Dragon Ball was like, oh, we're all going off to a karate tournament. And the Dragon Ball Z was like, oh, there's an alien invasion.
Yep. And then another alien invasion.
By a god.
And then we're going to go to a different planet and deal with those aliens protecting these other aliens. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But anyway, sorry, what was the trailer? What was the trailer that came?
The Resident Evil trailer has dropped.
Oh, yes. So
if you have not seen it, I would like to request that you do so in real time and we get your actual reaction.
Oh, right now?
Yes, please.
Sure. Okay. All right. I can tell you that it can only go up from the last reboot that they did. For a stretch, over like a week and a half, I was watching the Welcome to Raccoon City movie over my lunch breaks. And Jesus Christ, was that a terrible movie?
It looked bad. So for those that don't know, this is directed by Zach Krager, who did Weapons and Barbarians.
Oh, yes.
And also former member of the comedy troupe, The Whitest Kids You Know.
Yeah, right.
Who is having the weirdest career arc of anybody ever.
Right. All right. I've got it pulled up.
All right.
We've got a minute and 46 seconds. Okay, here we go. I just want to throw out there the guy who's like the lead in this movie is like, I believe, most famous for being a background or like a secondary character in the worst seasons of The Walking Dead.
I don't think there's anybody big named in this at all.
Well, not big named for sure, but like Zach Cherry was in the Fallout show.
He's also in
the Fallout show,
Severance.
Yeah, yep. Yeah.
Is he in this? I didn't know he was in this.
Let me see. Paul Walter Hauser is in this movie.
Really? That dude's just popping up fucking everywhere.
Yeah, man. Listen, when you can get work, you get work, you know? John O. Wilson, who is not famous enough to have a Wikipedia page, is also
Wonderful.
in this movie. Callie Reese is a boxer. Okay, former professional boxer. Oh, and she was in the new season of like the reboot of True Detective. But yeah, you're absolutely right. She is not super famous.
Okay, that's fun though.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. Let's do this. I'm starting the trailer now. All right. Whoop. Knocking on a door. Okay. I gotta pause it real quick. We have got to stop with the idea that people just knock on doors and when nobody answers, they open the door in the middle of nowhere. I've literally never even thought about knocking on somebody's door ever.
Shea famously never trick-or-treated as a kid.
I might go to a person's house and text them from outside to let them know that I'm here so that they come to the door first and I pretend that I've been doing very important things in my car for the 40 seconds it would take for me to walk to the door.
Within driving distance, that is exactly what I would do. I would just text Fisher when I arrived. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, man, I'm not trying to knock on the fucking door. It doesn't need to be awkward for all of us.
Great observation. No, you're good.
All right, sorry. We'll continue to go. Yep, and then just walk into the house. Why not, you know? All right, if this guy doesn't leave the house immediately. Nope, he picks up the phone and is like, it'll probably work the second time. Oh, and it does. All right. The Duke?
For sure looks like the Duke.
I assume. Okay. I gotta be honest with you. I think we could stop doing this.
Stop doing
Resident Evil movies. I think we can stop doing it. Mila Jovovich killed it for what feels like 30 years in those movies, and we don't need to do it again.
Here's my critique.
I mean, not killed it. You know, they were fun. They were fun movies. They were all terrible, but like in a fun way. These are just terrible in like we're trying to be really good movies. I think
this would have been fine, not being a Resident Evil film. Mm-hmm. Like if they just made a movie, because there's for me seemingly no connective tissue to the franchise. They're gonna say T-virus. They're gonna say that that's the root cause. It's Umbrella.
What are you talking about? The Duke? The Duke is literally in the trailer. The shopkeeper from Village.
I don't think that's him, but for sure built like him.
No, it could not be. Yeah.
I don't think he's playing anybody who's anybody. He's a character named Brian, who's not a name I know from the franchise.
Nope.
I wonder if the one that looks like Duke is Paul Walter Hauser, now that you've said that.
That would make sense.
Yeah, I just realized that, but that's fine. I think this looks good. I think this looks like a good bog standard supernatural-ish, maybe, like, because it doesn't even read as zombie-like to me. There are aspects of Resident Evil, especially the later ones, that are really not zombie stuff. Like, so I don't know where along that progression line we are for this. But it looks like a good movie that doesn't need to be part of the Resident Evil franchise. That's all.
That doesn't need to be Resident Evil, yeah.
Like, Zach Rager has now proven himself to be pretty goddamn adept at this type of film. This could have been anything. You could have given this any title. It could have been called The Abandoned.
Yeah. Brian gets trapped in a barn.
That's the name of the movie. I'm gonna watch it. I think it looks great. Like some of those visuals, the limbs just coming out of a door looked fucking dope. I just don't know why it had to be Resident Evil, other than that's who's going to pay him.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, that's how they got Capcom involved. And that's what you need to do. Say that you're rebooting a franchise every 2 years, one that could be loosely based on nothing, you know?
So yeah.
How much you want to bet they throw Leon Kennedy in as a cameo in a post-credit scene?
Because, I mean, that would make it the most Resident Evil move in the world. Honestly, like, Leon or Chris showing up would be the most Resident Evil move. That would make it legitimately very Resident Evil-like, because that's what the fuck they kept doing in those games. Like, Redfield just showing up at the end of Village kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Not to bring up Welcome to Raccoon City, because that was truly, I think, maybe the worst piece of cinema I've seen in the last 10 years. Which is saying a lot, because I watched a movie called Velocipaster.
Excuse me, that is a masterpiece.
I don't remember what the movie is called, but I also watched a movie where a lazy boy killed like 5 people. And that was better than Welcome to Raccoon City.
We cannot afford an additional aside here, but Patton Oswalt had a joke about a movie called like Deathbed or something like that. The bed that kills people.
Yeah.
And there are multiple. If you have either Pluto or any one of those like free streaming services.
Yeah, they're all on Tubi, man. Like, don't even
Yes,
even worry
Tubi
about
is definitely on there. There are so many murderous furniture movies. It's crazy.
And it's time to go.
I feel like that's the note to go out on. All right. We will get to Far Changing Tides next month. But for right now, if you'd like to follow us, you can do so on our Blue Sky page or on Facebook, where we post sales that you should be aware of that we call cheap codes, as well as artwork for every one of our classic episodes.
If you want to share the show, you can do so at our hosting site, which is anchor.fm/bngpod. And if you'd like to watch me stream every other weekend on Sunday evenings, you can do so over on our Twitch, which is twitch.tv/bngpodcast. And then catch every one of those streams and all of our episodes since the summer of 2022/3 over on our YouTube, which is youtube.com/@brokeandgamingpodcast.
If you want to send us an email for any reason, you can do so at brokeandgamingpod@gmail.com. We take game suggestions as well as your reviews on any of the things that we just talked about. Specifically, though, we'll say Resident Evil related media. Give us your takes on all of that throughout the course of Mila Jovovich's run. I do you know I've never watched one of those in total. Like, I've never watched it front to back.
Look, they are
not one of those films.
They are not. I'm not saying that they're great movies, but they are very reminiscent of the time, like hyper stylized, like sci-fi horror movies.
Like everything Mila Jovovich has ever done, you're saying?
Correct, yeah. Like, you know, Underworld and... What was that movie that she did with... Ultraviolet, yeah.
She did Blood Rain, too, right? Is that the Uwe Boll one?
You're going to have to be more specific than that.
No, I don't. All right. Hey, so we will see you next month for Far Changing Tides. But until then, goodbye, absolutely everyone.
Goodbye.